Good morning, Bucknutters. I'm Dan Rubin, joined by Alex Gleitman. It is February 13th, 2014, and if you want to talk dedication, people, your very own Alex Gleitman is coming to you from Snowpocalypse Central, Manhattan, New York City. Alex, what is the forecast today for you brave workers?
It's not looking good out here. It's probably about 10 inches this morning from last night, and then, it's supposed to stop, and then we're maybe going to get another 6 to 8 inches later tonight, so...
That sounds like a snow day for me.
Definitely a snow day.
All right, today on the Bucknuts Morning 5, we will not be slowed by the snow, of course. We've got some great stuff talking about our interview with Torrance Gibson, the highly coveted quarterback in the class of 2015. We're also going to talk about an in-state prospect the Buckeyes really want in Jerome Baker out of Benedictine in Cleveland. We're going to take a look at the basketball team. After losing to Michigan, where do they stand? And then we have some more house cleaning stuff to take care of for you here on the Bucknuts Morning 5. Torrance Gibson, the early leader in the clubhouse for class of 2015 prospect that will get the most bylines on Bucknut today. Alex, you had a chance to sit down and do the first Bucknuts one-on-one interview with Torrance Gibson without giving away all the good stuff our premium subscribers pay for. What was your general vibe on the young star after getting a chance to speak with him at length?
Yeah, well, first off, Torrance is a great kid, and, you kind of just have to say that because not every kid out there is so mature yet at 17, 18 years old. I mean, he might even be 16 at this point. So really mature, great kid that, one lucky program is getting. And, again, he's not giving too much away, but what we know, Ohio State is definitely in the driver's seat. He really likes Urban Meyer, Ohio State, Zach Smith, Tom Herman, Mark Pantoni. He talks in depth about that. He talks about, when a decision timeline could come. He talks about whether another quarterback in the class would bother him, whether he wants to be recruited as a quarterback or a wide receiver. So a lot of really good information in there, and I think, Ohio State fans especially will get a good sense of what Torrance likes about Ohio State, what type of player they potentially could be getting about a year from now, and what to expect in his recruitment. So definitely look forward to that later today.
Yeah, we'll have that up, I'm thinking, later this morning between the 11 and 12 range, right before the boarding house comes out. Another prospect Ohio State is very interested in, Jerome Baker out of Cleveland. Another guy you had a chance to speak with recently, Alex. Here's the question I think everyone wants answered before we go any further with him. Offense or defense? He's projected at running back and linebacker. On the record right now, where do you see this ending up?
Oh, I personally saw him at, Friday Night Lights last year, worked at both running back and linebacker, and he really is equally talented at both. He can be a high-level Division I prospect and really succeed as either a running back or linebacker. I personally am someone who always errs to the side of defense. I think, the old saying, defense wins championships. I truly believe in that. I think linebacker is a bigger need for Ohio State at this point than running back is. So I personally like him on the defensive side of the ball. You'll have to see later today in the boarding house. I think we have an item on Jerome. I think, it could be a guy where you come in and you see where is the need most, where does he best fit in, where is he looking best from in a year from now when he signs with a school, regardless of what they're telling him now.
You heard him. Don't miss the boarding house today. Okay, the Fighting Aaron Crafts, 19-6, 6-6 in conference, coming off a loss to Michigan. There was some concern in the last couple of weeks that this wasn't even a tournament team. I think they've taken care of that. Alex, right now, if someone asked you, and I'm that someone, how do you see the season finishing for Ohio State basketball?
Well, they have 6 regular season games left, and they're 19-6. I think they're going to go 4-2 down that 6-game stretch and finish 23-8. I see them as, I guess in that range you're talking probably a 6 or 7 seed, I'm guessing, depending on how they, possibly an 8 falling that low, depending on how they do in the Big Ten tournament. If they go out and they win the whole Big Ten tournament, maybe they can move up to a 5 seed or something in that range. But I see 4-2 down the stretch, 23-8, obviously not the season we all expected out of the Buckeyes. So definitely a little bit of a disappointment there, but I think there's been a little bit of overreaction coming from certain losses that this team's faced this year. They're very inconsistent. They're certainly offensively challenged, and I think they have some identity issues.
I agree. 4-2 down the stretch, and you heard it here first. This team will be in the Sweet 16. I had an epiphany watching them the other night. The coaching is so good at the Big Ten level right now, I think that's contributing to their offensive woes. When they get into the tournament and they play against 2 teams, that would take 2 wins to get to the Sweet 16, and go up against teams that have never seen Ohio State defense, I think that's going to get them into the Sweet 16. All right, Alex, I got a question for you. What's better than winning $10,000 and showing Mr. Bucknuts that you know more than him? Don't answer that. I'll tell you, nothing. That's why you got to get to Recruit Nuts right now. You can win $10,000 by beating Mr. Bucknuts. Second place is a ham, so you need to get on board. Go to www.recruitnuts.com. It's free to enter. Alex, thank you for joining us. Have a great day, Bucknutters.